Okay.
All right, this is Nina telling a wonderful childhood story. It is January 31st, 2010. Okay, go ahead, Nana.
Well, every Saturday was our shopping day.
Uh-huh.
We came to town on the horse, on the wagon with the horse-drawn wagon, and my friend and I would meet up downtown, Virginia Foster, and we shopped, we went to the movies, and we did things. And so we decided this Saturday, my daddy smoked Camel cigarettes, and we had been wanting to smoke a cigarette. So we went in Harvey's and we bought 2 packs of cigarettes, 10 cents a package. She bought a package and I bought a package. And we took them home with us. So we talked and laughed and joked and kept them hid from Mom and Daddy. And so we got home and Mama was going to cook supper, and we had an outdoor toilet. And we took our cigarettes down to the toilet and our matches and started smoking our cigarettes. And Mama knew what we was doing, but she decided she wouldn't say anything about it or do anything about it, so she let us smoke them. And when supper time come, we didn't want anything to eat. We didn't feel like eating. She smoked her pack of cigarettes and I smoked mine. And so the next day I was supposed to play basketball at school. I was not even able to go to school. I was so sick. I was sick for 2 days. And now Virginia continued to smoke, but I never smoked cigarettes anymore. I was so sick.
And tell me, what was the one about the tobacco and the fire?
Oh, the tobacco barn.
I love that one too.
Well, now that's
a different story.
Okay, you want me to just
start? Yeah.
Start, okay. I went to spend the weekend with my friend Virginia, the one that
Same one.
She and I smoked.
She was very naughty.
She was 2 years older than me, and her daddy had cooked off a barn of tobacco, and he had finished it, and he said, "Jen, we have to go to town. Your mom and I have to go to town. Do you and Lorene want to go with us?" And she said, "No, we'll stay here." And he said, "Well, watch the tobacco barn. I've got the fire out of the furnace and everything out. Just watch the fire and don't let nothing catch on fire." Well, Virginia had told me that her mama made homemade wine for sickness. And she said, "Let's go get us some of it." So we got big iced tea glasses, and we filled up big iced tea glass of the blackberry wine. She had it in a crock by her bed. And we filled them up, and we went down to the tobacco barn, and we sipped on our wine, and we both got as high as kites. We couldn't walk. We just rolled around down there, but we decided that the fire needed to go back in the furnace at the tobacco barn, and Pop had told us, "Do not, the tobacco is cooked, do not put no fire in there." So we pushed the log in there, put 2 or 3 more logs in there, burned up the barn of tobacco. So when Pop and Mama Foster got home, there we was down there so drunk we couldn't walk.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
He come down there and he opened that tobacco barn, and the tobacco was just burned up. It was burned up. And he told us $700 or $800, which was half of a year's salary.
Yeah.
And he was mad at us, but they was good to us, and they wouldn't never tell my mama. They wouldn't never tell her.
Wow.
That what we had done. But that was my one and only time of ever being drunk. And I mean, we were drunkest little dogs you've ever seen in your life.
I don't know why I love that story so much.
I think that she might have been 12, so I must have been
10?
about 10.
Wow.
I might have been 11 and her 13 or something like that, but we did some of the craziest things. We used to dress up. There was a huge old 200 or 300-year-old oak tree in her front yard. We would put her sister's old lace dresses on, and tie the high heels around our neck and climb to the top of that tree and sit up there and act rich and famous all day, and like school teachers and people we had been exposed to. We'd sit up in that tree.
And just
We'd
play.
put them shoes up in that tree. We'd put them on. And we'd have them lace dresses on, her sister's old dresses. That's Alice's husband's folks. Virginia was her husband's sister.
Okay. Wow.
But we had some of the best. And you know, one time I met her when, I guess it was when Marvin passed away. I don't remember, but anyhow, we were at the funeral home, and I asked her, I said, do you remember us going up in the tree? No, she didn't remember nothing we had ever done.
Really?
No, she had forgotten it all, but it all has just stuck in my mind.
Oh, I love your stories. I think they're funny.
I had a man tell me the other day, he said, you could have been a millionaire today if you would have took this brain that you have and done the things that you wished you had have done, because I was telling him I always wanted to write my stories. I always wanted to do this, but I always had somebody hindering me or stopping me or keeping me from it. I could have been rich and left y'all lots of money.
Yeah, that's okay. We would have spent it, so
But
we'd rather have you the way you are.
But Jen and I seem to have gotten into more mischief than any. Now, Josie, when I got to be about 15, I started slipping off from home because Mom and Daddy didn't want us to date it, until we was 16. And I would slip. I was 15, well, about 14 when she got to be my best friend. But she was 3 years older than me. I liked older people. And she would ask if I could go visit her, and Mom would let me go visit her. Well, we'd go to a dance. We'd go to a peanut shelling or peanut boiling, and all I ever and there'd be boys, and I'd tell Josie, I can't talk to them boys. She said, just talk to them, Lorene. It ain't gonna hurt you to talk to them.
Your mama's not gonna know.
One of them told me at the water bucket one time. I went to get me a drink of water. We was dancing. See, they had taught me to dance. We was dancing. The mom and daddy and the parents were all there, but I wasn't supposed to be there. I was too young. But he said, I went to the water bucket to get me a drink of water, and he said, what was it he put in that water? He said, I'm going to pour something in this bucket of water. I can't remember what he poured in there.
Like alcohol?
No, it wasn't alcohol or nothing. It was something that made it taste bad.
Oh, just to mess everybody up.
Just to be funny.
To be funny, yeah.
And I told him, I said, not me. I said, my mom and daddy beat me to death. He said, they still beat you? I said, yeah, they still beat me. Which they didn't. But he poured, it was grits. I remember it just come to me. A thing of grits.
Just to mess up the water.
Just old raw grits. I bet that's...
Yeah, just to make it all go away.
But I went dancing, and she'd take me places. And
you ever keep up with her?
I told you the story about me seeing the moon and what that got.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did. Lord of mercy.
I wanted Katie to hear that. That wasn't Susan, was it?
Josh.
What did she want?
She's on the wall.
Okay.
Oh, she is.
Come to Cat Rice,
I love her. She's awesome.
Josh is a man.
She is.
She
is
just... She's a man.
She's a good girl.
She's a good person. She makes life so wonderful for me. She makes things
Well, she always seems to have a smile on her face, and that's...
She's very sick right now.
I know. She could barely talk. But she still was smiling as big as she could. Just seems always very happy.
She gets the biggest kick out of Amy. She can't hardly leave here when Amy's here, because her and Amy get lots of laughs.
I don't know why I get along with certain people just giggling, and I don't know. But we were.
I love you, Amy.
I love you too, Uncle Bobby. I do too.
Write yours another time, honey.
All right, well, let me cut this off.
Right now, I'm thinking about that